Right, away from the Eastern Cape, the case against over 180 refugees arrested following clashes with police outside the offices at the United Nations High Commission office in Brooklyn has been postponed to Thursday. The case was postponed to allow officials time to verify their statuses and to check whether they had any other pending convictions. Our reporter Patricia Fisachi was at court.
The standoff between the South African government and a group of refugees continued to make headlines worldwide. Now, a large group was arrested on Friday, comprising of men, women and children. And here at the Pretoria Magistrate Court, the men have been divided into about 5 groups where they have been appearing, and most of them have actually declined to apply for bail, saying that they'll be fine on their own. So just to give you a little bit of much detail, I'm now joined by a leader of the group, and that is Aline Bukuru. Ma'am, if you can just, in short, of course, it's been, a devastating story to watch this standoff between the South African government and the refugees unfold. Many of them, we know, of course, they've occupied, the UN offices in Pretoria, and they have stated their demands very clearly, many of them saying that they don't want to go back to their countries. They need another alternative, most of them saying that they want to actually go to other countries, fearing for, another spate of xenophobic attacks. But now in a court of law, your group has actually rejected to apply for bail. Can you give clarity? Why did they take that decision?
Yeah, normally, as you can see, the unfairness that's continue to within this refugees' life. First of all, refugee they went to they went. I can call it attacked. They went to be attacked there with the police. They went to be removed by force there by the UNHCR office building, saying that they're trespassing. Yeah, normally there is no trespassing that to happen. We ask the UN if they will come in, no matter how they didn't reply because of this storm and the case order that we on. So to avoid these things that happened in Cape Town last time, so refugees decided to go in, and they went through the gate, and the security opened the gate. There's no trespassing, and after that the UN, they went to open the case against those refugees, so they end up in police station, prison, and some women's children in Lindela right now. So the reason I think they refuse is not because they want to refuse. They know very well that the legal aid do not represent refugees and foreign. No matter how you can try to find out, you'll find that they don't represent refugees and foreigners. And other things, they've got no money to pay these private lawyers. That is why they choose to represent themselves.
So in a nutshell, could one say that they don't trust the South African system, nor do they trust the South African lawyers that could perhaps assist them in this matter?
I think there's no trust because it's a lot of things happening within their life. There is a lot of abuse is going on in their lives. So they've got they know what these courts work. We have cases where people they will have an issue with Home Affairs. They will go to the Home Affairs. The Home Affairs will refuse to extend the paper. They will send them back. Come back. You'll come tomorrow. Come. And after, when they spend a week, your paper is expiring for a week. And the Home Affairs they will fine you. They say that you were late. No matter you will explain that it's not my fault. I was not late. I was coming here. You send us back because they don't give appointment. They don't listen to that. So they end up fines the refugee to pay fine. Sometimes they charge 5,500, sometimes 1,000, 2.5. So no matter how they will find that money. So the lawyer, the prosecutor, the judge, they are not even prepared to listen when they are in the court. So they always refuse. They always try to judge on favor of the government. So they always abuse them in a lot of forms. That is why maybe they are not unhappy. You can see the situation where they are victims, but they end up going in prison.
So what assistance will they now get, since they have rejected free legal aid from the South African government? What other recourse do they have? How will they be assisted? This is a serious matter.
they are going to speak themselves. They choose that they will speak themselves, so to prove their innocence. And the assistance they need just the courts to allow the UNHCR to help them. That's all they want.
Now here at the magistrate court, we only have men appearing. They have been divided into, I think, about 5 groups because the number is so large. Obviously, we've got a small courtroom there. But the women and children, tell us more about where they are.
The women and children, they are in Lindela right now. So we don't know anything about them, but we heard that also they're in prison in Lindela with their babies inside there.
Okay. You have been in talks, I'd like to understand, with some of the people who have been arrested. Have they given you perhaps their personal feel? How's the situation behind bars?
Yeah, the situation is not good because they are victims, they are innocent, there's no case, so they are there. So we are waiting for their judgment to do what they can, but we are still saying enough is enough. We need to get out of this country, and is within refugees' rights to seek for protection. We are dying enough, we need to get out so our children can have also a better future.
Once the legal process is concluded, what's your next action? What do you anticipate to do next? Are you going back to the UN offices? Just in short, how are you going to continue pursuing what your mission is?
I can't answer that question because right now I don't know. We are waiting for the judgment.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, Aline Bukuru, she is a leader for the refugees that were arrested on Friday, and of course groups there of mostly men here at the Pretoria Magistrate Court appearing divided in about 5 of course groups, and you've heard it rightfully from the leader here saying that the whole group have actually rejected free legal assistance from the South African government, saying that they will speak for themselves. They feel violated, they feel there is unfairness in the system, and they simply do not trust the South African system. So until we have more clarity in terms of how the case will pan out, it seems like they will be reappearing in court in days to come. They will be appearing on different dates, as it is a large group, of course, so the legal process trying to, of course, divide them into segments to hear their matters individually. Perhaps it will even take longer as they will be speaking for themselves. Seems like it's going to be a lengthy legal process moving forward. For now, it's back to you in the studio.